The 10 biggest mistakes keeping your home a disaster. You're about to discover the exact reason your home stays messy, and trust me, it's probably not what you think. I'm Marcus from Seniors Cleaning Hacks, and after working with hundreds of people just like you, I've identified the 10 sneaky habits that are sabotaging your efforts to have a clean, organized home. The best part? Fixing even just one of these today will change everything. Before we jump in, if this video helps you out, please smash that like button and subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks so you don't miss the game-changing tips we share every single week. Let's get started. Bad habit number 1, striving for absolute perfection. This one surprised me when I first realized it. The messiest homes I walk into belong to people who chase perfection. Sounds backwards, right? But here's why it happens. When you demand everything be flawless, you're setting yourself up for endless work. That endless work becomes exhausting, so you avoid it entirely. That avoidance creates mountains of clutter and disorder. I used to struggle with this myself. My house was chaos because I wanted every task done exactly right, which meant spending hours on things that honestly don't matter that much. Then I'd get so tired that I'd quit halfway through, leaving everything in worse shape than when I started. The solution is surprisingly simple. Intentionally practice doing things badly. I know that makes perfectionists nervous, but hear me out. Don't waste 20 minutes folding every piece of underwear perfectly. Toss them in the drawer. Don't spend forever waiting for dishes to completely dry before putting them away. Just stack them in the cabinet while they're slightly damp. Stop overcomplicating every single task. Here are more ways to embrace imperfection. When you're loading the dishwasher, don't worry if something melts. That probably wasn't essential to keep anyway. When you vacuum, hit the main walking paths and skip the corners under furniture. When you're getting rid of things during decluttering, don't stress about finding the ideal new home for every item. Just take everything you're releasing straight to the nearest donation spot and move on. These little shortcuts might feel weird at first, but they add up to massive time savings. You'll actually finish tasks instead of getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Your home will be noticeably cleaner because you're taking action instead of planning perfection.
Bad habit number 2, using Band-Aid fixes instead of real solutions. This mistake is everywhere. I'll walk into someone's home and they'll tell me, I have nowhere to put anything, but their walls are covered with tiny shelving units, small additional dressers, hooks scattered around in storage boxes. There are solutions everywhere, they're just not solving the actual problem. Real organization means looking at the whole room, not just individual piles. Instead of patching up each small clutter zone separately, identify what your entire space needs and fix that. Let me give you a clear example. My client Rebecca had no closet in her entryway, which made it a disaster. The typical Band-Aid approach would be adding hooks here, hooks on the back of the door, a coat stand, a small shelf unit, quick fixes that waste floor space. Instead, we got one good storage piece that acts like a real closet. This solution costs less than buying all those tiny items combined, and it actually solved the core problem. Her office had the same issue. She had scattered small bookshelves and storage boxes everywhere, but they weren't actually storing much, and they were eating up floor space. We removed all of them and installed proper floor-to-ceiling wall shelving. That single decision tripled her storage capacity. Again, this cost the same or less than all those little pieces added together. When you're organizing, zoom out. Look at your entire space as one unit. Ask yourself, what does this room fundamentally need? Not, how do I organize this small pile? The answers to that bigger question will solve everything at once.
Bad habit number 3, trying to organize before you declutter. This is such a common trap. We want our homes organized, so we dive right in deciding where things should go. Our brains shift into sorting mode. What category does this belong in? Where should I put this? We're thinking about organization when we should be thinking about elimination. When you skip the decluttering step, something horrible happens. You experience decision fatigue, and then you end up organizing stuff you don't actually want or use. Everything gets sorted neatly into bins, and somehow your home still feels wrong because you're surrounded by things you don't care about. The fix is simple but life-changing. Always declutter first. Walk into the space with one single thought. Do I keep this or does this go? Am I keeping it or is it leaving? That's it. Don't organize. Don't sort into categories. Just make that one decision for every single item. Only after you've eliminated everything you don't want should you organize what remains. This is the real secret to managing your belongings without feeling buried. You end up with a manageable amount of things that are actually worth keeping, and organizing them takes maybe half the time and energy.
Bad habit number 4, the all or nothing mindset. This was my biggest personal struggle. I would think, I'm not doing a half job. I'm waiting until I have time to tackle the whole thing. Sound familiar? We all say we'll organize the house when we have more time, but honestly, more time never comes. That's the reality COVID taught us. We all got extra time at home, and most people still didn't get their houses organized. The secret weapon against this mindset is accepting that 5 minutes matters. That's it. You don't have the whole evening free to clean the kitchen, but you can load one round of dishes. You can't spend Saturday reorganizing the entire house, but you can wipe down the bathroom counter right now. You won't get time to sweep today? You can still pick up items off the floor. I know these feel like tiny gestures that won't make a difference, but here's what actually happens. These small actions add up. Do a little bit every single day instead of waiting for a big block of time, and you'll see dramatic progress. Your home stays cleaner. You feel less stressed. Things don't pile up into overwhelming situations. As my mentor, Robert K. White, says, you can either clean it now or scrub it later. This applies to everything in home maintenance. Wipe the counter today so you don't scrub baked-on food next week. Handle the clothes pile now so it doesn't become a mountain. The 5-minute rule is the actual secret to staying on top of things. Bad habit number 5, buying storage containers before you know what goes in them. We've all done this. You're at the store, you see cute bins on sale, and suddenly you're loading 3 storage containers into your cart with absolutely zero plan for what they'll hold. You get home with baskets and boxes and plastic totes, and they just become extra clutter themselves. Here's something shocking. When I visit really messy homes, about 1/4 of the actual mess is products designed to fix mess. It's ironic and frustrating. Stop buying containers until you've already completed 2 things. You've decluttered, and you've assigned zones and sorted items by what actually goes where. Once you know exactly what you're storing and where it will live, then and only then, measure your space and buy exactly what you need. This approach saves you money, saves you time, and keeps you from adding more stuff to your home that doesn't serve a purpose. You're not wasting money on containers you'll never use, and you're not creating additional clutter trying to figure out where to put random storage items.
Bad habit number 6, refusing to ask for help or delegate. I still struggle with this one, and I know many of you do too. We think we should handle everything ourselves, but that approach leads to burnout and homes that stay messy because one person can't do it all. Everyone needs to pitch in, and everyone needs to contribute fairly. Here are ways to delegate and lighten your load. Can you hire someone to come help, even occasionally? If budget is tight, can you barter services with a friend? Can you get a robot vacuum to handle one of those endless chores? Seriously, investing in a robot vacuum was one of my best decisions ever. It's one major task completely off my shoulders. Do you have family? Make chores a requirement for other privileges. If the kids want screen time, they empty the dishwasher first. Link responsibilities to rewards. Get your spouse involved in specific tasks they're responsible for maintaining. When you distribute the workload, everyone contributes and you have more time and less stress. Your home ends up cleaner not because you worked harder, but because multiple people are helping maintain it. Bad habit number 7, creating systems that are too complicated.
This habit is especially common among people who are detail-oriented and perfectionists, and if that's you, I'm calling you out with love. When you organize something, you want to go all in. You're thinking, I'm going to organize my files perfectly, so I'll create 5,000 folders with detailed labels and subcategories. Then, when you actually need to use the system, you spend 15 minutes figuring out which tiny category something belongs in. This same pattern shows up with craft supplies, clothing, tools, and everything else. The more detailed and complicated your system, the less likely you'll actually maintain it. Overcomplicated systems break down quickly. The answer is to build simpler, broader systems. Think big categories instead of tiny subcategories. Less detail, more simplicity. Make it so fast and easy to put things away that you'll actually do it every single day. Create systems you can use in your sleep. Create systems your whole family can understand without training. That's the goal. Simplicity that lasts.
Bad habit number 8, not handling your daily tasks consistently. Here comes the most important one, and honestly, it's the habit that will transform your entire home. Every single day, you need to do your dailies. That means dishes get washed after meals, not sitting in the sink until tomorrow. It means laundry gets done regularly, not allowed to pile into a mountain. This isn't complicated, but it's essential. Think of it as daily 5-minute check-ins. Set alarms that go off throughout your day, mid-morning, lunchtime, evening. When that alarm sounds, you spend 5 minutes looking around and putting things back where they belong. Do this consistently, and something magical happens. Your brain actually trains itself to put things away automatically. You become a naturally organized person without the alarms eventually. But more immediately, you'll never wake up on Saturday to a disaster because you ignored things all week. I'm a naturally messy person. It's in my DNA. But this daily habit is the secret to my home being tidy all the time. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just trying to maintain baseline cleanliness through small, consistent actions.
Bad habit number 9. Not having a memory bin. This is the second biggest mistake I see, and it's honestly baffling how many people don't have one. Here's why this matters. When you don't have a specific place for special items, they end up in scattered piles around your home. When important things are mixed with unimportant things, everything feels important. That makes it almost impossible to declutter anything because you can't distinguish what's actually valuable from what's just taking up space. A memory bin solves this completely. It gives you peace of mind knowing all your precious items are safe in one protected place. This actually makes it easier to let go of other things because you know your special stuff is secure. The best part? You probably have a bin sitting in your house right now filled with junk. Empty it out, label someone's name on the side, and boom, you have a memory bin. It's that simple. Every family member should have one. When special items come into your home, important cards, photos, children's artwork, school report cards, newspaper clippings about achievements, trophies, certificates, immediately put them in the memory bin instead of leaving them scattered on counters and refrigerators. This single habit will make your entire house noticeably tidier because you're removing so many items from public display and storing them properly in one location. Bad habit number 10. The way you talk about yourself. Here's the last one, and it might be the most powerful. Every single client I work with says the same things. I'm bad at decluttering. I'm naturally messy. I'm not an organized person. I can't let things go. These statements become your reality. Your words literally shape your behavior and your home. The fix is learning to speak differently about yourself, even if you don't quite believe it yet. Start saying things like, I deserve a clean home. I'm good at organizing. I can easily let go of things I don't need. I'm becoming more organized every day. These might feel like weird mantras when you first say them, but here's the truth. If you repeat them enough, your brain starts believing them. Your brain actually changes. Your behavior shifts to match your new self-talk. Write down 3 to 5 mantras about yourself that feel true or that you want to become true. Throughout your day, catch yourself saying negative things and literally replace them. Kick those negative thoughts out and swap them for positive ones. This isn't just feel-good psychology. Your actual home will get cleaner as you change how you speak to yourself. I'm not entirely sure of the science, but I've seen it work over and over again.
Here's your challenge. Before you scroll away and go watch something else, I want to give you a real challenge. Most of us watch videos like this and then do absolutely nothing. We consume the information and then move on without changing our behavior. I know this because I do it too. But I'm asking you to be different. Pick just one habit, just one, and try to fix it today. Maybe it's doing a 5-minute task instead of waiting until you have a whole hour. Maybe it's starting a memory bin right now with a container you already own. Maybe it's deleting some containers you bought but never used and accepting that good enough is actually good enough. Pick one thing and try it. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just have to try one change today and see if it makes a difference. I promise you it will. And here's one more thing. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you know who needs it. Comment below and tell me which habit you're going to tackle first. I read every single comment and I'd love to know what you're working on. Subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks and hit that notification bell so you get the next video the moment it drops. We put out new organizing and cleaning strategies every single week, designed specifically to help you create a home you actually love living in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bonus story: when impulsive decisions backfire. Real quick before we wrap up, I want to share something personal that relates to this whole mindset. I have ADHD, which means I'm incredibly impulsive. The fact that I'm still alive is honestly somewhat of a miracle. A few weeks ago, I went on a trip with friends, and when I was at the airport heading home, I overheard a conversation between 2 women. One was telling the other, "Look, they sell prescription-strength skin cream with retinol at this shop. Back home, you need a doctor's prescription for this." My immediate, impulsive brain said, "That sounds amazing. Do I understand what it does? Not really. Can I read the instructions? They're in another language. Will I Google it first? Absolutely not. I bought one anyway." I got home, unpacked it, forgot about it, and then several days later when I was getting ready for bed, I thought, why not just try it? I slathered my entire face with this retinol cream without reading a single instruction. Then I covered it with a thick layer of Vaseline to seal in the benefits, which is absolutely not how you use retinol. I woke up Monday morning expecting to look like I'd had a professional facial. Instead, my face looked exactly the same, so I thought, this probably isn't working. Let me just put my moisturizer and makeup on and go about my day. By dinner time, I noticed my face burning. When I looked in the mirror, I was literally shedding skin. Not exfoliating nicely, shedding. There was just skin flaking off me at the dinner table. When I smiled, the skin on my face cracked. I had basically chemical burned my face. The retinol did way more than I expected. But here's the thing. I didn't stop using it. I still have faith that this will work out eventually. I'm determined to stick with things even when they're stupid. That's a whole different kind of habit I need to break. The moral? Be impulsive about trying new organizing habits, but be very careful about random pharmacy purchases from other countries. Thanks so much for watching Seniors Cleaning Hacks, and I'll catch you in the next video.